Anything I have to say, I say tomorrow night at the university, loud and clear.
Cora Sanders.
Comrade, I am happy to be with my...
Please, hold it!
That's what they want, for me to quit. The threats haven't stopped. I thrive on threats.
I don't like you either, Cora.
You don't have to. I'm not your cleaning lady, Sergeant.
Get her out of here! You bang on the door, round us up at 5 in the morning like farm animals, and we want to know why.
We don't like it any better than you do.
Okay, Michaels, what we want to know is, did you or any of your buddies send us this little love letter last night?
If it's of any interest to you, and I'll bet it isn't, I graduated cum laude in philosophy. I flunked typing.
Keep Cora Sanders out of this city, this country, or else she gets wasted and maybe some of you pigs go with her.
I didn't send that, and I didn't type that. You see, I wouldn't waste the time on Cora Sanders.
You still don't dig her since she split from you, huh, Michaels?
Well, we should have never let her in the organization in the first place.
You felt she might detract from your masculinity?
We felt, Sergeant Anderson, that she detracted from our blackness. You see, she's a communist, a Marxist, preaches how all brothers of all colors should groove it together. And we're black, all right? This washroom and this world for blacks only.
Yeah, well, Black Cora Sanders arrives here this morning. Now, she's going to be here about 2.5 days. So, gentlemen, I suggest that you behave yourselves at all times for the next 60 hours. You, in fact, your whole little organization is going to have a little company on your tails, making sure that those tails keep the hell out of our way and out of Cora Sanders' way. Does everybody get my message?
What else is new?
Smile, pet.
Why?
I get your picture in the paper.
Look, I was up all night going over her jacket and checking out those threats, and I had an honest-to-goodness weekend coming to me. And I'm not exactly crazy about her politics.
What difference does it make if we like her politics or not? We got a job to do. She's a citizen. We got to protect her. How's it going?
Perfectly. That's the welcoming committee, Neil Armitage. He teaches at Landon.
Sociology, great white father figure. She was his prize pupil. And from what I understand, she was supposed to stay with him and his wife over the weekend.
Hey, here she comes now.
Oh, you look marvelous.
It's just a front. I'm pooped.
Here,
Next camera, please, Miss Sanders.
Gorgeous.
Francis Baker.
Mrs. Sanders?
Send you her love.
Miss Sanders, I'm from the Herald.
I may just get sick.
Big smile over here, Miss Sanders.
Look, 15 hours ago, I was in Moscow. I've had a very long trip. I'm tired. And anything I have to say, I say tomorrow night at the university, loud and clear. I'm wide awake, I hope.
And then you go to Japan?
My more liberated Japanese brothers have offered me a teaching job, which I will accept. Thank you.
Just one more question, Miss Sanders.
Ooh, she a charmer.
So you'll finally learn to drive and come to pick me up in your chariot, huh?
Oh, no, I still won't touch one of those infernal machines. Look, these people over here have something to say to you. They're police.
No police. I don't need
Now,
police.
wait a minute. The university won't let you talk tomorrow night unless you have police protection. And I don't want to see anything happen to you either. Come on.
Miss Sanders, I'm Sergeant Crowley with the police department. This is Sergeant Anderson, Investigator Stiles, Investigator Royster.
I'll meet you outside.
There's been a threat.
Threats.
Threats don't bother me. They never have.
Yeah, well, they bother us. They bother us a lot.
I guess you could say I'm back home. So,
We've been assigned to stay with you.
to protect me,
That's right.
or set me up.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's been known to happen to some of my brothers. Cops setting us up for the execution. Right, brother?
Wrong.
Ha! Brother. All right. I just want you all to know something. I'm me. Used to taking care of myself. Doing what I want to do. Which of you bureaucrats gets to stay with the Red Menace?
This one, naturally.
And of course you're thrilled.
If my bosses hand me a job, I'm stuck with it.
Miss Sanders, you and Sergeant Anderson are going to stay at the Gregory House. That's a new hotel here in town. You can come and go as you like. Just so long as you're with Sergeant Anderson or the proper police protection.
And we'd appreciate it if you wouldn't, pass around the name of the hotel too freely.
That's the Gregory House. I want you and Francis to phone me here. And Neil, call Boomer and tell him to get in touch. Please.
Looks like you got your work cut out for you.
I love you, even though we remain as ever out of sync politically.
Well, that's what life's all about, isn't it? Said Liebknecht? Or was it Cabet?
One of those misguided socialists. Thanks for arranging for tomorrow night.
Now listen, Cora, I can't guarantee a huge crowd.
Oh, how soon they forget. Only a year and a half and already I'm a yesterday's terror.
Now, there wasn't much time to arrange things, you know.
Neil, if I can talk to only one kid, black, yellow, brown, or white, I mean, if I can just get through to one brother or sister, it'll be worth it to me.
Hey, folks, my last fare. I want to get going.
Now listen, 2 o'clock tomorrow, don't forget, my office. I want you to meet some of my new geniuses.
See you, Neil.
Miss Sanders, you'll ride with Sergeant Anderson here. We'll accompany you to the hotel.
Like a convoy.
Yeah, something like that.
You like sunflower seeds?
Yes.
Help yourself.
I buy my own.
I don't like you either, Cora.
You don't have to. I'm not your cleaning lady, Sergeant.
Understood, Miss Sanders.
Yeah. Hey, Bill. There's a friendly out in the hall. Has something about Cora Sanders.
Hey. All right already.
Anson Croy, does that name mean anything to you guys?
Oh, yes, the Nazi jerk. No, that's tautologic.
That's what?
Redundant.
What about Anson Croy?
I'd keep an eye on him if I were you. He's been making a lot of noises about that Cora Sanders.
Yeah, we know that. We also know he's out of town.
No, he was. He's back.
Oh? Back when?
Last night, I saw him. He was drinking beer, drinking lots of beer, and making lots of noises about her.
Where's this?
At that, what is that, Ratskeller, whatever it is, on 6th Avenue. You know the place on the corner.
Yeah. Get on him.
Hey.
Okay, Eddie. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, hey, anytime. Anything to keep them weirdos off the street, man.
Yeah, stay in touch. Yeah, give me the Gregory House, will you?
You got it, Bill. Bye. sure you don't want any of these?
Okay.
There's a problem.
What sort of problem?
The threats haven't stopped. That was my boss. The department hopes you'll call off your lecture tomorrow night.
No way. I thrive on threats. Means people know I'm here, Sergeant.
People can get hurt. Innocent people.
Innocent people, oppressed people in this country, in this world, are used to being hurt. Stomped on, exploited, oppressed, hurt. Hadn't you heard, Sergeant?
Oh, I've read about it. Yeah. Hold on. It's for you. Thought I asked you not to make a public announcement of where we were.
So you did, Sergeant. Hello?
Hello, Cora. It's Boomer. How you doing?
Fine, Boomer. Where are you? Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know if it's possible. Oh. Okay. Fine, Boomer. Yes. You know something? I'm hungry.
Okay, I could eat too. I'll order. There must be some menus around here someplace.
Yeah, I'm not a prisoner. They've got a nice dining room here. We could just traipse out past that cop in the hall and take one elevator down to that fancy dining room.
Okay.
Show them your badge, Sergeant. They might not even try to stick us at a table near the kitchen.
They won't. Let's go.
I'd like to freshen up first. You know, I didn't think you'd call.
You knew I'd call. You also knew I'd be here.
But a married man. My goodness, Boomer.
No jokes about that, Cora. We're having problems.
Oh, poor, mixed up Monty. Oh, she was the wrong woman for you, you know. I could have told you that.
It's not good between us, but I'm gonna keep trying.
No? That's not why I traveled 1,000,000 miles. That's not why I just ditched the bus. That's not why I wanted to see you.
Why did you want to see me?
Let's talk about old and good times. Beautiful times there were, Boomer.
How was Russia?
Very big.
I want a little Noel Coward.
I'm very efficient and very friendly and очень русская.
You learn the language.
Хотите вы сахар?
She asked me to take her up to the top floor.
Let's go. How's the team doing? Or should I ask, considering that their coaches run big together? Boomer Reed.
You never saw anybody on that other roof?
No.
You mean there was no warning at all?
No.
Why did you leave the hotel room without notifying me or the patrolman in the corridor?
I wanted to see him alone.
You could have asked me.
I didn't. I was wrong. I just wanted to be alone with him.
Miss Sanders, would you tell me, please, what the exact relationship with Ralph Reed was?
We were very close friends. I was in love with him once, and we went to the same college together, and he was one of the few black people in any of my classes, so in that sense, it was kind of a natural attraction, and it grew. And we planned to marry at one point.
But you didn't.
His beliefs, they didn't coincide with mine.
No, instead he married a Marnette Gibson.
What has any of this got to do with his death?
He was murdered this afternoon. Anything you can tell us might have something to do with it.
Well, whoever it was after me. I think that's pretty obvious.
Nothing is obvious to us until we know exactly what happened and why.
I think I'd like to get back to the hotel.
The hotel is out, I'm afraid. You'll have to stay with Sergeant Anderson at her apartment. You'll both be under guard.
Well, I would rather not stay at her apartment.
It's very nice. You'll like it.
Isn't there someplace else?
Like where?
Well, Neil, Professor Armitage and his wife. I could go there.
I'm sure you could. And I'm sure they'd be pretty nervous about it. You could be endangering their lives, Miss Sanders, or don't little things like that bother you. Look, somebody's been killed.
I know that, Sergeant. I know that. All right. Well, what is it? What do you want me to do?
Miss Sanders, won't you reconsider your decision?
My decision to speak? No. The meeting's still on.
Even now, when someone's been murdered.
Don't you see? That's what they want. Whoever did this to Boomer, whoever tried to do this to me, that's what they want. For me to quit. There's nothing some people want more. I want to ask you both. Would you back off? Well, I'm not. I'm not running.
There. That's not so bad, is it? Thanks, John. See you in the morning. I'll flip you for the bedroom. It's upstairs.
Does this open up?
Yeah.
I'll sleep here.
Suit yourself. You must be hungry.
No, I'm not.
Would you like some coffee?
Okay.
Instant's all I've got.
That's what they used to serve in some of the better jails I've known. Instant's fine.
That's my sister.
She's very pretty. What's her name?
Cheryl.
She's a kind of strange, kind of infinite smile.
Unfortunately, she's autistic.
Why do you say unfortunately?
What do you mean?
Well, there are times like now, today, and I think that's the only way to be. Not to react to anything in this rotten world.
She's a very ill, very sick child. It has nothing to do with politics.
I'm sorry.
Are you really?
I said it, I'm sorry. Look, I'm very tired. I've lost a friend today, and inside me it's just empty.
All right, listen, I can understand how you feel when you lose someone you love. And yet, you gave him up.
He understood why. A few other men I've known loved in my way. They've understood. But you don't, do you? Well, I really don't care. what you think, what your type thinks. People who do what you do in the name of, what is it, justice.
Same you there. How do you say these creepies give me the creepies?
Quietly.
That him? Hanson Croy?
Shove off.
How you getting here? Police officers, let's go.
Go where?
Downtown, we want to talk with you.
You'll have to drag me. I'll drag you.
Now everybody's gonna go. Come on, let's move.
I don't want a lawyer. I don't need a lawyer. And I'll tell you something. Murder, killing, it's not my style. I believe in purified race, in purified blood. I don't have to shed any to prove my point. Time will prove my point.
At approximately 1 o'clock this afternoon, what were you doing?
I was in my room, reading
Reading what?
the Constitution. What to do when I read?
Well, your pals down the hall, they were at the university, right?
I don't know where they were.
Hassling all the kids.
I'm not their keeper. I don't know where they were.
You own a rifle?
No. I have a revolver, and it's registered. I don't have a rifle.
And at approximately 1 o'clock this afternoon, you were doing nothing more than a little harmless reading, right?
That's right.
You got any witnesses?
If only books could talk.
Let me tell you something. Don't get cute with me, okay?
Now look, if it's murder you're trying to accuse me of, okay. I did it. In my conscience. In my soul. Now look, I got rights the same as you, see? Same as you. And one of them's to take a polygraph, correct? And that test is gonna show you, crud, that I'm telling the truth. I want that test now!
Did he cop out?
No, he showed truthful.
May I help you?
Reed. Ralph Reed.
Yes, Chapel 1. Right this way, please.
Thank you. Hello, Marnie. I'm very sorry.
Aren't you going to kneel and pray for him? Don't you pray, you godless trap.
I pray in my own way.
Pray for forgiveness, Cora. Pray to be absolved of my husband's murder because he wouldn't be dead, lying in there in that suit and tie he hated wearing if it weren't for you. You know that.
Yes.
Who are you?
I'm Sergeant Anderson.
You're protecting her.
Yes, I am.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. She gets herself sweetly protected. She lured my husband up to the roof.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, she lures men to shame, to death. Did she tell you about the time she spent with my husband?
It seems that was before you were married.
How about Neil Armitage, her sacred, her beloved professor? Did she tell you about the affair she had with him when she was his darling student, even though he was married? Get out! Take her with you. I don't want her near him. Take her out of here!
I'm sorry about what she said.
Please don't be. I didn't expect anything else.
Here we go.
So I'll see you tonight at the auditorium. Oh, by the way, Frances won't be there.
Is she afraid to come?
Well, yeah, I guess a lot of people are.
I can understand that.
Okay, I'll see you tonight. Take care.
Okay, see you later.
Well, how was the seminar?
All right, it was all right.
It was very interesting.
Really?
Oh, you didn't make a convert out of me. My big revolution's gonna come if my landlord raises my rent again.
Sure, you want to get that?
Yeah. I get it. Easy now. Easy. All right. It's a toy, man. Shoots cats. Same here, man.
What's your name?
My name's Harold. But, well, most people call me Harry. I like to play cowboy.
Harry. You all right, Harry?
Yeah, Daddy? Oh, yeah. You ready to go home?
In just a little while, Harry. You're the police?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry about this. He's a good boy. A lonely boy. I'm a gardener here, and I bring him to work with me once in a while. And I'll always tell him, no trouble, you understand?
Well, let me tell you something. This boy could have been killed.
I'm awfully sorry. We'll do better. Come on, let's go home, Harry.
Can I get you something?
No, thank you.
Poor retarded soul on the roof with a toy rifle.
Got nothing on Michaels and his troops. Croy and his goose steppers are as pure as the driven slush.
Yeah, well, you don't think any of them sent those warnings, do you, Bill?
I don't know. All I know is that somebody knew she'd be at the Gregory house.
Yeah, but not on the roof.
True.
Maybe they were casing the window.
Bill, what you just said. I mean, it may be silly, but that cab driver.
What cab driver?
When she was saying goodbye to Armitage at the airport, the cabbie was standing right there. I mean, I heard her say, I'll be at the Gregory house. Maybe he heard her.
Remember what he looked like?
Oh, he was kind of tall, heavy set, white, 50, 51.
Like about 3 million other guys?
Yeah.
Company cab?
No, city. I do remember that. It was a city cab.
You guys want to check into that?
Absolutely.
I'm going over to the campus. Check out the auditorium. Why don't you take her home? See if you can talk her out of a sing tonight.
I can't, Bill.
How you two getting along?
Haven't you noticed? She hates cops. Good, we're in time for the news. I don't know about you, but I'm starved. You want to split a sandwich?
No, thank you.
You could eat something. How about some cheese and crackers?
No, I'm just not hungry.
Mayor's office announced today that Burley Park shown here will expand
But I would like a shower if that's okay.
include an additional children's playground on the north end and picnic facilities adjacent to the botanical
Sergeant.
These are sketches which have been submitted by leading park planners around
Never
the
mind.
country for the proposed playground. The first batch, as you see, is inspired by Lewis Carroll. Here's an Alice.
Hey, Rayner. Do mine up good this time. Capiche?
What do you mean, Lombardi?
What do you mean, Lombardi? I mean no streaks this time. No streaks. My windshield looks like I've been through the Okefenokee swamp.
Ah, come on, Lombardi.
Well, good morning. Hi. Fellas looking for a job?
Hey, I'm on welfare. I don't work.
You don't hire ex-cons, do you?
Where's the manager?
The manager, right back there. Yeah, go ahead. You talk. Hey, don't let him con you about tips, huh?
Heavy set. 50s. Sounds like half the guys I got working for me.
Yo, look, do your men keep ledgers?
Yeah. I mean, for the fares they record.
Well, we're interested in a cabbie. Picked up a fare at the airport yesterday about 11. A professor. Probably dropped him off at Landon University.
Okay, let's see. This might take some time.
That's what we don't have, time.
There were 6 men working the exterior of the auditorium and 10 men on the inside. Also, Fred, there's a basement door to the orchestra pit, and I slap a padlock on it and have a man check it just before the speech.
Right.
You been up on the roof of that building?
No, not yet.
I could pick off our subject with a slingshot from up there.
Yeah, but how would you get down?
How would I get down?
Yeah.
I would jump to the roof of the next building, or I would shinny down a drain pipe.
The cops would be shooting at you from down there.
So I'd, I don't know. I think I'd still shinny down the drain pipe, crawl into one of the johns, and try to make it out from the inside.
You know the heat would be all over the building.
Yeah, but I'm the kind of killer who thinks that the heat are stupid.
So what do you want?
I want a man on the roof and a man on the john.
For 2 hours?
You're right. So give him a yo-yo to play with.
Here it is.
What do you got?
Driver named Maddox, Lou Maddox. Picked up a fare at the airport, dropped him off at Landon. $4.50. I don't cut in on their tips.
Well, that's very nice of you. Where's Maddox now?
Well, he works nights and mornings. He's off now. Home, probably.
Oh, you from the phone company?
No, we're in the police department. May we come in?
Oh, who's done what to who now?
Lou Maddox. He a tenant of yours?
Oh, best kind. I never see him. You done something?
No, we just want to talk with him.
Well, he's not here right now.
Do you know where we might be able to find him?
You know, I had some trouble here once. And I phoned for a cop. Just one cop. It took him 35 minutes to get here. You should have seen him walk in, taking his own sweet time.
Now 2 of you show up asking questions about a fine gentleman. It wouldn't hurt a fly.
Well, you know where we might be able to find that fine gentleman?
He's eating. This is his time to eat. Then he plays cards.
And where might that be?
Over at Blanca's.
He goes all the way over to Blanca's to eat?
You know anybody else that makes such a good hero sandwich? A nice man. Sometimes he brings one back for me.
Well, if it were me, I would bring you a nice bowl of fruit. Thank you.
Good night.
It's almost time to go. Bill ought to be along in a second. I like your outfit.
Thank you. I like your apartment very much.
It's a little bourgeois, but it's home.
I'm used to that kind of joke, you know.
It wasn't a very good one.
Not bad.
Well, tomorrow about this time, you'll be on your way to Japan. Now that's exciting. That's the place I'd like to go sometime.
It's exciting, yes, but I'd rather stay home.
Then why don't you?
I have no home.
Beliefs are one thing, but where you park your suitcase, that's another thing.
Figuratively, I have no home. I mean, my ideas are restless. They cry in the wind, kind of, and the wind drags them and me all over the place. I'm not complaining, mind you. It's just that I have something to say, you understand? Something I feel I was born to, raised to say, that I can at least say. Wherever the wind and the mood and circumstance take me. Sergeant, there's something I started to say to you a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Am I?
I bet I can guess what it was. You wanted to thank me for defending you with Boomer's wife. About your thing with Boomer and Professor Armitage.
That's right.
Those matters are private, and the reasons for them are yours.
Thank you.
Now, you want to know about my fare yesterday. Professor, right?
What we want to know about is, do you remember the black woman he was talking to just before he got into your cab?
Cora Sanders.
Cora Sanders.
He didn't say nothing about her. But he didn't have to, because I recognized her from the newspaper. Why?
Well, did she mention anything about the Gregory house?
How'd you know?
Did you pass that information on to your next fare, maybe?
Huh? There was no next fare. I clocked in after I deposited him, and I went straight back to the garage, then home, and then here.
Hey, look, you live in a rooming house, right?
Yeah.
Did you tell anybody there?
Yeah.
All right, what about here? Tell anybody?
No.
Are you sure about that, huh?
The garage. I might have mentioned it to Rayner.
Who's that?
The kid that works for us. He sweeps, hoses down the cabs. He's a nice kid.
Yeah, I can dig that. What did you say to him?
Well, you know, whenever I pull in, he says to me, "What big movie stars did you see today?" You know.
What celebrities, what diplomats. And he wants to know if I bought him an autograph. Anyway, I mean, he thinks that stuff, you know. Or he'll say, hey, you know, Raquel Welch just flew in from New York. Did you see him when you dropped that fare off at the airport? You know, a couple of times I said, yeah. And he got a real big kick out of it when I gave him Faye Dunaway's autograph.
Who is it?
It's me, Pep. Convoy ready to roll, Miss Sanders.
Thank you.
Anything from Pete and Joe yet?
No, not yet.
I'm ready, Sergeant.
Good. Let's go, huh?
Sergeant.
That's a heck of a monologue. Now, all we want to know about is yesterday, Cora Sanders. Ring a bell?
Oh, yeah. Well, Raina wanted to know who I saw out at the airport. So I told him I saw her, because after all, she's a celebrity. I mean, she's in the papers and on the TV news.
Then you did mention the Gregory house, right?
Well, he wanted to know what they were talking about, so I told him.
Bad crowd.
Yeah.
They start yet?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to hear from an old friend of many, and a new friend, I trust, of many more. A poor girl, a black girl, a brilliant girl, one that I had the pleasure of teaching for a while, and with whom I've had many disagreements, but never, never with any loss of respect. As a matter of fact, my admiration for her only continues to grow. Students, faculty, friends, Cora Sanders.
Say, can you all hear me without this microphone? Comrades that are, comrades that will be. I am very happy to be with my brothers and sisters here tonight.
Yes? Hello, it's Sergeant Bill Crawley, Henry.
Sergeant Crowley?
Yeah, Crawley.
Yeah, Bill? His name is Raina. Caucasian, 160 pounds, 24 years old. Blonde, long hair, and usually wears a red windbreaker.
Okay, Joe.
And sometimes my grandmother would read to us from writings that grandmothers don't normally read to children from. She used to say, you gotta know about it all. Learn this from the Song of Solomon. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it. And these words have stayed with me because I love. I love my people. I love and grieve for all of the oppressed brothers and sisters in this world of ours. And no flood of criticism, of ridicule, of hatred, of ignorance, fear shall drown that love. Because it's all I have to give. It's all I have to give. Now, one of the earliest loves, you know, it seems strange because I was a poor girl on a farm. We were very poor and black and therefore hopeless. But one of my earliest loves was a man named Marx. Not one of the funny brothers you see in the movies. But this brother was a genius of another kind. He was a very important man. His name was Karl Marx. It seems strange because, until I came across his writings, I'd never heard of him. His name meant nothing to me. But I'd like to read you something from H.G. Wells. And I quote, he says, "When I was a boy of 14, I was a complete Marxist, long before I had ever heard of him. I had been cut off from education, caught in a detestable shop, and I was being broken into a life of mean and dreary toil. I was worked too hard and for such long hours that all thoughts of self-improvement seemed hopeless. I would have set fire to
Okay. I'd tell you that doctor'd be in a lot of trouble if she wouldn't. The time with the creep at Shotter's doing okay, too. They're holding him under psychiatric observation.
Just a psycho. My.
Yeah. He stole that uniform he had on. He said he had to get you because a lot of people wanted you out of the way. But he was the only one who'd do anything about it. It's a sick mind.
Yeah, you got a lot of them around.
Can I go and see her now?
Yeah, she's expecting you. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi. How are you? How do you feel?
My pride hurts.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you and goodbye.
Good luck to you, Cora.
Thank you. Even though something tells me you don't mean that.
I do. In my own way, I do. As you said, you pray in your own way. I guess what it all boils down to is you have to do your thing, and I gotta do mine.
Thank you, Sergeant. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Why don't you just sign?
No. Find out, Pep. From inside the industry, men's and women's clothing.
Let me guess. I'm a buyer from Houston.
Well, you're a model from El Segundo. I hear they're losing models like flies.
They think that the freak that we're looking for is one of the guys that you're working for right now. Pep, I'm on my way.
How could she take you for everything?
Well, I'll tell you how. I'll tell you in a nutshell. See, Mary Ellen and I weren't enemies. We'd just come to the end of our marriage, you know? Well, we had this good friend who was a lawyer. He was so upset about us breaking up that he offered to help us for free. Well, when he and the judge got through with me, she took me for everything but my shorts.
Look, Bill, if the two of you still good friends, you ever thought about getting back together with her?
Yeah, first of every month.
What's that?
Maybe I could regain custody of my money.
Well, look, buddy, take my advice. Two can live cheaper than one. Believe me.
You know what I miss about marriage?
What's that?
Nothing. You the manufacturer?
No, sir.
Who are you?
Watchman.
Sergeant Crowley of the police department. Investigator Stiles. Who is the manufacturer?
Sam Beck. Rents half this floor.
Is he around?
I phoned him. He's on his way.
The sprinklers in this room, they didn't go off. Just the ones in here, huh?
That's right.
And yet there wasn't any fire?
No, sir.
You see anybody suspicious tonight? Anybody hanging around?
Not a soul. Everything seemed normal. This floor, all the floors.
Anyway, this guy, named Sam Beck. Did you hear of him?
Sam Beck.
Yeah. Foxy fashions.
Daytime casuals. Couldn't you at least have brought me back a soaked size 7?
Sure, then when it dried out, it could have been a soak size 0.
I might like it.
Well, look good on you.
I'll try
It
it.
was weird. This guy shows up, Beck. Very upset, naturally. He just lost a couple $1,000 in merchandise. But when I asked him if he had any ideas about who might be out to sabotage him, should have seen him turn blue. No, that was weird. Beck, night watchman. At least nobody was hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody ready for another round?
Yeah, on who? On whom?
Hello, ladies.
Late, Kate.
I know. Tell them I ran into Mr. Balenciaga and he wanted to whisk me off to Paris. And I said, mais no, I'm ever faithful to the boys at Panache.
Sanford, I like that one.
Oh, Chattanooga has taste, I always say.
5 dozen across the board.
Oh, as in 6-0.
Wait till you see the next number, Mort. You're gonna love it. Marcia. Where the hell is Kate?
It's no sweat, Mr. Roth. Look, she'll be right out, okay?
I'll be right with you, Mrs. Butterfield. Well, you buying everything?
Everything.
Kate. Kate. Harry! I warned you something like this would happen. Look at her.
Price, Kate, occupation model. Fracture of arm, multiple abrasions, face and chest.
Where'd they take her?
County.
Panache. Is that the same building?
As last night's nothing rainstorm, right. Okay, we want you, the unit, in on this now.
In on what?
These 2 instances you both know about haven't been isolated instances.
Translation, Bob?
We've been gathering information from friendlies, other sources. The syndicate's trying to do here with the garment industry what it tried and struck out with a dozen years ago, all up and down the coast.
Takeover.
Of the trucking end of it, right. Extorting manufacturers to use their transportation. Drivers have been bullied, garments destroyed, and now mayhem. Okay, so far we got nothing to go on but rumors, silence, fear, real heavy fear. Get us something.
Miss Price.
Yes.
Excuse me. I'm Sergeant Anderson, Police Department. I'd like to see you for a few minutes.
I don't have time. I'm leaving.
Come on, it'll just take a minute.
Look, I'm free, I'm black, and I'm 21, and I do what I want.
Come on, get over here. It's all right, nurse.
What is it?
I want to know what happened.
You're a cop. You read the reports. You know what happened.
Did anybody ever threaten you, Kate?
No.
In your personal life, was there some freak or a jealous boyfriend bothering you?
We all have personal problems. But no, nothing like that.
At work, in the industry, was there anything going on that you might have seen that you'd want to tell me about? Kate, I promise you that you'll be protected.
Dr. Conrad.
Yeah, sure.
Dr. Conrad,
Oh, yeah.
3 West.
Now, about those 2 men.
I didn't see any 2 men. I didn't see anybody.
Well, the doctor tells me that...
I'm telling you that I didn't see anybody. Listen, lady, you want to help me? Then you can see that I get away from this place, this city right away now.
Dr. Chang.
I want to go home.
Operator.
I want to get away from here, and I want to go home. Now, can you help me do that?
Can you help me?
Oh, Kate Price, terrible. It's terrible. Well, you know, she's not the first pretty girl in this business to get herself hurt.
You mean there's nothing that either one of you gentlemen can tell me about what happened?
We already told the police. We don't know what happened.
What about this extortion business?
What are you talking about?
We're talking about extortion. What about it?
Well, I don't know. Business has been very good, much better this year than we expected. Everything's fine.
And we haven't been threatened.
Just like the Larkin girl, that other model that was beaten up. They didn't use her to strong-arm you into anything, right?
Right.
And you use your own trucks to ship out your garments, pick them up at the factory, all that in your own trucks.
Right.
Uh-huh. Same drivers?
Well, there's always a turnover with those guys. You know, there's always a
All right,
turnover.
come in, Matt.
Look, Sergeant Crowley, will
Oh,
you
I like that.
please excuse us. We're busy. Very busy.
Listen, thanks for your help. I don't know what I call it, a sweatshop.
Ambulance is on the way.
What happened?
Where'd you find him, Joe?
Oh, downstairs in the basement with the trash, while Billy was upstairs talking to Ralph. And who's that other guy?
Sanford.
Right.
And a dozen other manufacturers, or 2 dozen or 3, I don't know, I lost count. Didn't make much difference anyway.
Nobody's talking, huh?
Talking? I haven't heard silence like that since Pep dragged me to see Marcel Marceau.
This one would sell for about 200 when it's alive.
Yeah, well, maybe it still does. Find out, Pep. From inside the industry, men's and women's clothing.
Let me guess. I'm a buyer from Houston.
No, that's me, Pip.
Well, you're a model from El Segundo. This is your contact. She's expecting to hear from me first thing tomorrow.
Gustavia Sears.
Yeah, ex-call girl. She runs an agency for model types. She's kind of into me for a couple of favors.
And vice versa, I'll bet.
Yeah, well. Anyway, she'll duke you in. It's not going to be difficult. I hear they're losing models like flies.
You got it.
Yeah. Also, tell her you want to travel freelance. I'd really like you to comb that one building. It's the biggest. It's a good place to start. Also, I hear the buyers on expense accounts are really roaming the halls down there.
You know me. If they're rich, I'll spot them.
You watch yourself.
Let me see that, will you, darling? Thank you.
No. I've been doing things my own way for 18 years. And I'll keep on doing them that way.
Times change, Mr. Press. Don't you watch the 11 o'clock news?
He's too busy making bread.
Yeah. I'm busy making bread for my family and myself.
You got kids? Sure you have. Emily and Marty. You know, old Jack and I do, too. Our kids are real healthy, happy. They go to school every day. Come home every night. Come on, sign.
Why don't you just sign?
No. Oh, okay.
Would you initial this, please, next to your name? Please. You won't be disappointed, Mr. Press. We have the best drivers, courteous service. Oh, since Jackie and I came to town, we met a couple of girls.
Yeah, and they're allergic to rain.
I don't like to impose on you, Mr. Press, but I know you wouldn't mind helping them out, say, a couple of coats apiece. Now, if you just put them in a box, we'll be all set.
Yeah, and gift wrap them.
Isn't that a good idea?
Sandford and Roth are signed, that's no surprise. And Sam Beck. Pete, do you have any idea how you look in that dress?
Absolutely. Just like your ex-wife. Only her mustache was a little bigger.
Are you kidding? If she looked that good, I wouldn't have left her.
Oh, thank you very much. I am kind of cute now that you mention it.
While we're on that subject, Petrina, what do you plan to do this evening?
Will you guys leave him alone? I got this at cost, and Pete's my size.
More or less.
Believe me, Pep, I'd say a whole lot less.
I gotta have it ready by Saturday night for that do you're taking me to, Crowley, right?
Nope, not I've seen him in your dresser when I take Pete.
Too late. I'm going with the commander.
So what else, Bill?
Martin Press is signed, too. This is interesting, though. His phone number up at the top of the page.
Oh? I didn't notice it.
Here, there, see, notice?
Yeah.
We checked it out. It's listed in the name of Gerald Myers. There's no record on him. The woman who answers the phone said he'd be home after midnight. I'll check him out in the morning. But finally, and most interesting, is Mr. Nicholas Tibbet.
Step down, Pete. Tibbet, that's evening sportswear, smashing stuff. Will you stand still? I can't get a him that way. Joe, stop peeking.
What? I'm not peeking.
Yeah, well, what do you call yourself?
Joya Michaels.
Well, Miss Michaels, Mr. Tibbet, who runs his business out of the same building you've been working in, is conspicuously absent from this list. And we ran it through intelligence, checked it against the list of every garment manufacturer in town, and his is the only one that ain't on this list.
Well, either that's a mistake or he's the freak who's running this whole operation.
So I call Gustavia Sears in the morning. Oh, by the way, Bill, she says she hasn't seen you in a long time. Says, oh, how I miss him, that build.
I tell you what you better do. You better, you better phone her and have her duke into the Tibbets as soon as possible.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
It's Joya.
Yes, I'm Joya.
Sit down.
Thank you.
I'm Lisa Tibbet. I sort of design. My husband, Nick.
Hello.
Hi. I try to make her sort of designs work. Joya, there's an Italian fashion magazine named that. Means happiness, happy.
Oh, that's me.
Have you ever modeled before? I mean, Miss Sears said you were new in town. She didn't know that much about your background.
Yes, I modeled in Puerto Rico. My friend and I opened a boutique, and we did okay until everybody wanted to come down to San Juan, and we slowly faded into the Caribbean.
Must have been fun while it lasted. San Juan's a fun place.
Sure is.
Nick?
Are you free this afternoon, Joya?
No, I work for money.
Okay, why don't you come in about 1 o'clock? We'll have you fitted. You can start work at 3. We have some buyers in from Honolulu. We can see if we can make them happy.
That's it? Just like that? I've got the job?
Miss Sears was right about you. And yes, just like that.
Oh, well, thank you, both. I can see that you're busy, so I'll...
Not that busy. Why don't you stay for a cup of coffee?
All right. As a matter of fact, do you happen to have any tea?
Sure.
I'd love some tea. Thank you very much.
Yes? Just a minute. Nick, it's long distance. New York.
Hello? Yes, I'll wait.
I'll take a rain check on the coffee. I'll see you at 1.
Oh, sure.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Right.
Hi, Bill. It's me.
Yeah, we struck out on the number, Pep. Gerald Myers is, now are you ready for this? A philosophy major working for his PhD. He's got a wife, 2 kids, drives a truck, delivers milk.
Then how about if maybe it's an out-of-town number, different area code?
Like where?
Like possibly New York? Nick Tibbet just got a call from New York, and it looked like he wanted me out of there.
Oh, is that right? Did you hear anything?
No. I took the hint, had to.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Okay.
As far as the Tibbets are concerned, I'll tell you what Parks has come up with. They've been in town about 10 years now. Nobody seems to know where they came from. They live pretty quietly. Also, I gather that the guy bummed up his leg just before they arrived here. What kind of vibes did you get?
They come on real nice. Okay, real okay.
Al Capone used to send his mother roses every Friday. Did you know that?
Yellow?
Blood red, honey. Okay, hang in there, Pep.
Oh, my feet. Did I do all right, Mrs. Tibbet?
Lisa, I was just going to talk to you. You were great.
Except for the 6 times I fell on my face, almost.
Can you make it again tomorrow at 10?
Sure.
Come on in. Same gowns, different buyers. Santa Fe and Wichita Falls. We just about cover the whole country.
Well, I was just anxious to see how you thought I'd done. First day jitters, you know. They're adorable.
Thanks.
He looks like his daddy.
Nicky Jr. And that's Charlie. A Charlotte, named after my hometown.
North Carolina?
The only Carolina. Mainly because that's where I met their daddy.
He from there, too?
No. He's, Nick just happened to go to school there, same school I attended. And we met, and it happened. And I miss home sometimes. The peace of it all. But we're here, and it's fine.
I know
Lisa?
what you mean.
I was just telling Joy here about our wicked courtship.
We've got to get those chiffon samples out. I'm sorry, Miss Michaels.
Oh, no, I'm the one who's sorry. I gotta go change. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye.
What did you tell her?
Nothing. I didn't tell her anything.
Mr. Gayton's line, can I help you?
Yeah, is he in?
No, sir, I'm sorry. This is his answering service. His office is closed for the night.
Closed. I thought this was a nightclub.
No, sir, Mr. Gayton is an attorney. Now, if you...
New York?
You're cooking, Pep.
Very good. We're beginning to put it together. This takeover has New York roots. The crooks here are working for a sort of copper who's taking orders from an East Coast Don.
Yeah, well, how does this Gayton fit into this?
We checked him out. He's an attorney for an East Coast mob, and he's very good. Okay. There's a midnight flight to New York.
Yep.
Oh, the old red eye. We going to Fun City?
Pep, listen. You and Peter are gonna have to stay here. Taking Joe back with me just in case I get mugged.
Well, don't freeze anything while you're there, Joe. The last I heard, it was 5 below.
Better pack your long underwear, fellas.
Yeah, maybe next time, kid.
I'll get mine.
France International Flight number 48, Paris to New York City, now arriving at gate 14.
I think these are the fellows.
Phone call, Mr.
Raleigh?
John Nance.
Style.
Report to the information center in Great Coffee.
Oh, Charlie.
Len Scott.
Not to miss you.
Yeah. This is Chuck Brown.
Chuck
Brown, how you doing? How are you?
How you doing? Pleased to meet you, Joe.
How's the flight?
Excuse the glove.
It's okay. How much for traveling? Welcome to New York City.
Thank you. I don't want to lose my bag. Last time I was here, I lost my bag.
We thought they were sending the blonde we keep hearing about. Anderson.
Yeah, well, she wanted to come, but when I told her about how you big city guys like to swing, kind of scared her off. You know what I mean?
Ah.
No, we got her working on the other end.
We'll check you in the hotel. Meet up with our boss. He'll fill you in on this Gayton.
Attention.
Real slippery
Passenger scheduled for transcontinental
This is
flight
Carbo.
number 21
Tell
to
them I think you ought to know.
Please
They got
confirm
cops in
all
from the
flight
coast,
reservations.
and they got a policewoman duped in as a model.
Fine.
Yeah. Hmm? Yeah, I just got a call from the Daily Boys. I got 2 more of them knocked over. Hey, come on. Deadline's only a word. Hey, we're moving all right, aren't we? Yeah, the room's okay. Service stinks, but the housekeeper's my type.
Tell them the wall you.
Oh. Yeah, listen, Jackie wants to tell you he doesn't like the way Junior's been acting. He wants to keep an eye on him. Oh? Uh-huh. Okay, talk to you later. He says it's a good idea. There's a couple of locals in New York. Maybe Junior put him up to it.
Home base.
That's the beginning of the pattern.
Just the beginning. After all, it's a billion-dollar industry. They're just not going to be content with trucks.
Well, first it is the trucks like with you guys, you know. Then it's the cartons and the hangar people. And it's the buttons and the thread manufacturers. And then it's the zippers. You name it. Until a lot of these guys are nothing more than partners with the crooks.
Well, gentlemen, beats getting wasted, huh?
Who can blame them?
Gentlemen, this polite soul, believe it or not, is New York's not-so-finest Lieutenant Fred DeMarco.
Your sister's navel, Scotto.
Yeah, I ain't got no sister.
If you did, you wouldn't have no navel, all right?
I think there's a non sequitur somewhere in there.
You want to watch the French, Brown? Hey, how you going? Freddie DeMarco, how are you?
Yeah, Bill Crowley, how are you?
How you going?
They tell me you've been into the syndicate about 20 years. You're too young for that. Look at it.
I'm a boy genius. What do you want?
I guess it's easier to make genius on the East Coast.
Joe Stiles.
Hey, how you doing, Joey? They treating you okay?
Well, they didn't exactly roll out the red carpet, you know.
What's the matter with
What
you?
are
These
you
people are
talking
visitors
about?
here. Come on. Now, you look at that stuff coming down. I'll never make it home. Then again, who makes it home? Hey, California, that's something. You're part of the country. Swimming pools, sunshines.
Hey, the truth, they're building us a swimming pool on top of headquarters.
How you gonna find it with all the smog? Hey, what are you standing for? Sit down. Come on, sit down here.
Is it safe?
Yeah. So, what do you want? How can we help you?
How about lunch?
I have to go check in and see what's happening with the Wallace case.
Anything new from New York?
No. What's going on with the Tibbets?
No, she's frightened and vulnerable. I can't get to her.
So what else is new, huh?
Yeah.
Miss Michaels.
Goodbye, Mr. Okra. Yes.
Please, can we seduce you?
Well, that depends what you have in mind.
Well, there's a charming little French restaurant right across the street.
I have a date with a vegetarian.
What my amorous partner is trying to ask you is, are you free to do a special showing early tonight?
Please. It's so important. Big clients in from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Well,
Yes, and they have to leave early in the morning. It's double time.
Now, no excuses. We've already checked with your agency. You have no bookings after 6. Now, that's when we want you. Please, we need an extra girl. We need a very special girl. You.
now how can anyone resist that? Okay. Me at 6. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, yeah, from what you guys tell me and what I read in these reports, there's no question in my mind. I gotta say that the setup is being run from back here. Wouldn't be the first city or the first time.
Fred, you got any ideas about who could be in charge? I mean, what super capo might be in charge?
Yeah, well, I guess maybe I gotta go with 2 or 3 individuals. Legs Costa, Maury Hills, old Gregory Essex.
Gregory Essex, is he still active? He must be pushing 80, isn't he?
It's 85, and he's a sick man. Active? Yeah, he's active. You know, I know 2 dozen crooks who would love to see him retire, but he is active from behind the walls.
What do you mean, a joint?
No, it's more like his own private $1 million pad.
It's upstate away. It's Dutchess County. Bodyguards, alarm systems. Nobody sees him except the family. And his lawyer, the guy he works through.
Gayton.
Gayton, yeah, Gayton. You know, we got some good lawyers in these 5 boroughs of ours, huh? Well, we got some garbage. Gayton is garbage.
Tibbet. Does that mean anything to you, the name Tibbet? Nick Tibbet?
No, should it?
He's the only major manufacturer whose name isn't on that list.
Aha. Ring a bell?
Tibbet?
Yeah.
No.
Tibbet.
No.
Well, gentlemen, we have some film on it.
Hey, wow, that's a nice.
Sergeant Anderson.
Mean, yeah.
Hey, down, boy, down.
That's Nick Tibbet.
Yeah. Yeah, hold on, I know him.
Tibbet. You know him?
Uh-huh. Real name, Niccolo Isicchio Essex. It's the old man's grandson.
Wait a minute. This is Gregory Essex's grandson?
Yes. And he was the favorite. He was a terrific kid. Let me see. A couple of months after he gets married, he goes to visit Grandpa, right? Now, on that particular day, something went wrong with Essex security. The hitman takes a shot at him, only the bullet hits the kid. Now, from what I remember is, guy that fired the shot ain't doing no more shooting, and, the kid was sent to the coast for a few months, right? After he got out of the hospital by the old man. This was about, this is 8, 10 years ago. Hey, do me a favor, will you? Let me take this. I want to show this to some of my guy. I'll get him back to you later, huh?
Sure, yeah.
This guy, what does he call himself now? Tibbet?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I gotta make a long-distance call.
Well, we just heard from New York. And your true name is Essex. Is that correct? Is that correct?
My true name is Essecio. Essex.
Who are you working for?
I work for myself.
No, I think you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
Are you working for your grandfather? Are you taking orders from him?
We know what's going on. A lot of innocent people are being hurt.
That's right. We want an answer.
Nick, please.
Shut up, Lisa! Listen, my friend. There's a lot of creeps here, obviously working in town for your grandfather. And we want their names. Now, you just look.
I don't like this. I'm not continuing with this until I can come back with my lawyer.
When might that?
He's in San Francisco. He should be back tomorrow. I'll phone you. Better, he'll phone you.
He's done nothing wrong. I want you to believe that. Do you want to go back to the office?
No, let's go home, Lise. Home.
Nick? Darling?
They're taking care of him.
And he'll tell you.
What, Lisa?
His grandfather. He did phone. Yes, Nick, if he wanted to be in charge of everything, what was gonna happen? And Nick said no. And his grandfather said, all right, get someone else, and nobody would touch us.
What else can you tell me?
Nothing. Nick, we didn't want to know anything about this filth.
The man in the car, following you.
Jackson. I think it was Jackson. He came to the office a few times. Almost as if he were checking up on Nick. As if he couldn't believe Nick was being left alone. Nick, he's here?
Yes, he's here.
And my babies?
They're fine, Lisa. They're fine.
All new interns report to second floor boardroom for orientation. All new interns report to second floor boardroom for orientation.
Pep,
Yeah, Pete.
Nick, he just died.
Oh, no.
Dr. Nathan Rockwell to OB.
Is she gonna be all right?
I guess so. All those poor children.
Now, we'll work something out, that's for sure. We always do.
Now I gotta go back in there and tell her.
Nurse Robard reports.
God.
Anna Robard.
Gee, Pep, I'm sorry to hear that. That's too bad.
Yeah. Well, what next, Bill?
Well, DeMarco's going over our packets, checking them against his intelligence files.
What about the old man, Essex?
Yeah, there's a chopper on its way up to his place, too. DeMarco's got a couple of men going up there to ask a few questions. Pep, why don't you go back to the office? I'll be in touch.
I've got another job.
What job?
Modeling, remember?
Forget it, you understand?
That's where it's all happening, right? They're gonna start talking now. I'm gonna start checking out this Jackson.
Pep.
New York, New York. You know, there's a lot of lonely people down there.
A couple of lonely people up here, too.
You're right about that. You know, Pep and Pete probably think we're out doing up the town.
But you tell them we didn't. Man, my blood's not thick enough to go out in that. At least it's warm in here.
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
Fred.
forget about Essex.
What do you mean, what happened?
Heard about the grandson, he took a stroke. Bonafide, my guys checked it out with the Dutchess Hospital. Looks bad, huh?
Well, it looks bad for us, too, then.
No, not that bad. Our friendlies have been talking. You know Essex was being eased out? Yeah, fast, like...
By who?
Cream what? Huh?
By who?
By the lawyer.
Gayton?
Gayton, yeah, Gayton. He figured the old man was getting senile, passé. Yeah, he's waiting to move in there like a cockroach on a piece of white bread. Your city was just for openers, a test run. Look, the man had to be working close with somebody, right? Okay. I think this is your guy. Checked it out with all the names in your list, and that one looks heavy. Very, very heavy.
Style.
Yes. Just a moment. Joya, it's for you. Would you take it to the dressing room, please?
Thank you. Yes.
Hello, Pep. I just talked with Bill at NYPD, and they think that the freak that we're looking for is one of the guys that you're working for right now.
Oh. All right. See you soon. Ciao, love.
Yeah, ciao. Hang tight, Pep. I'm on my way.
Who are you, Miss Michaels?
Oh, I'm a model. Haven't you noticed?
What else do you do, Miss Michaels?
I chip my nails all the time. Terribly. I'm looking for my emery badge.
Is this it? I know you're expecting callers soon. I rather imagine they want to talk with me about several incidents.
Like a beat-up model, your very own? Or is that a dumb question from a dumb cop? Incidents like a young dead man murdered?
Let's go for a walk, Miss Michaels.
Okra. We questioned Rolf. He's not a part of this.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he didn't want to sign. That's the reason that Sanford had his model beaten up.
See, Essex had someone on Sanford all the way back to New York years ago. When he found out he was out here, he coaxed him into taking over the operation after his grandson turned him down. What about Jackson?
Well, we picked him up this morning, along with a few of his friends. Not talking very fast, but they're talking.
Hey, Pep, I bought a few things for Harriet and the kids. And I bought this especially for you, darling.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Well, what about me? Where's mine?
Oh, I got you the same thing as Harriet, a skirt and a halter top. As soon as Pepper hems them up, you'll love it.
I know I will.
Listen, mine's coming in the mail.
Too big to carry, huh?
No, you know this Count DeMarco? He knows Joe Namath.
Joe Namath is coming here?
No, this town isn't big enough for the both of us, but he's sending you a pair of his own private pantyhose.
My sister is missing. Please help me find her.
What do you blind, stupid public servants know or care
Well, I
about
tell you,
the
this
truth?
particular blind, stupid public servant is the one who decides whether or not to book you.
Glenna Burns is a mute. She's different from us in only one way, Mr. Lord. She can't speak.
I want an ambulance sent to 102 Crestview and make it quick.
Look, I did not touch her. I do not know where she was staying.
Operator, I'm telling you, she would never leave the phone off the hook.
Southern Airlines announces the departure of Flight 19 for Dallas, Atlanta, and Miami at Gate 1. All passengers, Southern Airlines Flight 19, the plane is now ready for boarding at Gate 1. Miss Sears of the Jolly Old Tour Group urgently requests that all members report to her in the Lanai Lounge. Thank you.
Where to, miss? No speaking English, huh? Oh, okay, I get it. Oh, I understand. You want me to wait, but I gotta keep the old clock ticking now, huh?
Yes? Glenna? Well, of course. I'd recognize you anywhere. How nice to see you. Come on in. Let's go in the den. This way, Glenna. Certainly nice to meet you after all these years. I don't know. She left 6 weeks ago. I haven't seen her since. I'm sorry, I don't understand it. I'm certainly glad you came. Things had gotten to the point where I was going to call you, send you a telegram, find out what you'd heard, if you knew anything at all. See the police about what? Oh, no. You don't report a disappearance unless you suspect foul play, and with Beth, it wasn't that. Well, look, you must have known she wrote you all the time. I mean, our marriage was not... Look, she was emotionally disturbed. Now, she threatened to leave many times, and one night, all of a sudden, like that, she was gone. But she'll be back, I know, Beth. Now, don't worry. Look, maybe you'd like to stay here, and we can try to work this out together. Look, I know it's not the Taj Mahal, but it's surely more comfortable than a hotel room.
Julian! Julie! Darling, I've just been... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you had a guest.
This is my secretary, Irene Wilson. She...
Julian, was that her sister?
It sure was.
Tell Crowley I got his message. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm on my way to Lieutenant Berrien's office now. John?
Hi, Pat. Come on in.
Hello.
This is the young lady I was telling Crowley about. Miss Glenna Burns.
Hi.
This is Sergeant Anderson.
Well, I guess you've had a long trip. Canada, was it?
It was Nova Scotia. I also told her you used to work for me.
Oh, a slave driver, this one. I had to get out.
Oh, well, listen, I've changed my ways and my whip. Do you want to transfer back?
Oh, first show me your new whip.
I've also told her that you can read hands.
Well, I'm a little rough at it. Well, how can we help you, Glenna? My sister is missing. I haven't heard from her in 6 days. Weeks. Oh, she hasn't heard from her in 6 weeks. She's very worried. This is my sister when she visited my aunt and me 3 years ago. These are letters which she wrote to me since that visit. I feel it's very urgent. Oh, she feels it's very important we read them, all right?
Does your sister live here, Miss Burns? Does she work here? Is she married?
Married. Have you been in touch with her husband? She just left him. He has no idea where she might have gone? He says no. I see. Please help me find her. She wants us to help her find her. Well...
Hep, you really did well. Thanks a lot.
Oh.
Look, I'm due at a briefing, so why don't you two just get acquainted, pour yourselves a cup of coffee, and I'd really appreciate it if you could drop Miss Burns off at the hotel on your way back.
Well, I was about to suggest that, but Glenna, etched in my memory forever is the rotten coffee in this office. So goodbye, John.
How nice. You remembered.
Hey, Frosty, a little late.
I'm a little sorry. Very little.
Yeah, but I got to get the trunk back to the garage. Hey, hold it. Your old man, he been to the baker's?
He went. Still warm. Nice. Very nice. Huh.
Yeah, very nice. Hey, what are you doing?
Well, at these prices, Gus, I think I better check some of the pelt numbers. Just see what kind of merchandise you've got.
Hey, you know, Frosty, I've been thinking about us a lot.
What about us a lot?
Mexico? You know, I'm having a little time off soon, and what do you say we take a little trip, huh?
Well, see, I'm on a diet, and I'm afraid I'll eat too much of that food. I love those tacos.
Who's going to be eating all day? Cuernavaca. I got a friend down there in Cuernavaca. He's got a villa. It's his own. He says we can have it. You ever see one of those villas?
I saw the movie. I loved Wallace Beery.
Yeah, me too. I like that picture. That was a good picture.
It's good stuff, Gus. Real good. Okay. All right, here you go. 23,000, just like you said. Now, how about if we start transferring the dry cleaning?
There's 35 coats in there.
So?
Well, you ain't gonna get them all in that little job over there.
I know, Gus, I know. That's why I've got some help. Nothing to worry about. They're all kin to my old man. They're right over there. You want to call them? Call them over, Gus.
Okay, Gus, police department, let's go.
Sorry about Cuernavaca, Gus.
Well, I don't think it'll be going too far down a dead-end street.
All right, which one of you guys want to chase him?
Joe? Heads.
I knew it.
2 heads.
Yeah, well, it's better than none, buddy.
Oh, come on, Gus. Don't shoot, don't shoot. Shoot? What do you mean, shoot? Come on. Get out of there and slip into these, and we'll all go home early. Come on.
This one's Glenna, and that's her sister, Elizabeth. She refers to her as Beth.
Nova Scotia?
Not actually Nova Scotia. It's a little island off the coast called Alba. They were both brought up by their aunt, a Mrs. Mitchell. From what I can gather, she owns the island. Definitely not poor folk.
Have you had a chance to read the letters yet?
Half of them so far. Who's got the mustard?
Use the duck sauce. It's better. What'd you get from the letters?
A lot. About the husband. Beth was suspicious that he was having an affair with a girl named Irene.
What else does he do?
He's an architect builder. Beth was obviously very much in love with him, but no indication she planned to leave him.
His sister's very pretty. Was she born mute?
No. When she was about 4 years old, they found a growth in her throat. They operated, but...
She got a scar. It goes right along here.
Yeah. Bill, do you mind if I stay on the case a few more days?
Okay. But I tell you, I want you back on this Petroni case as soon as possible.
No, I was not at any hotel last night.
Mr. Lord informed me that he was home last night, asleep.
Alone?
Yes, alone.
This Irene Wilson.
This Irene Wilson happens to be my secretarial assistant and not, as you seem to be implying, my mistress.
Oh, see. Your secretarial assistant.
That's right.
Well, where was your secretarial assistant last night?
Away on business in San Francisco.
Sergeant, have you considered the very likely possibility that it was a burglar or some sex freak who attacked my client's sister-in-law?
Yes, we have. But when we picked her up at the hospital this morning, she said she hadn't been robbed or sexually assaulted.
Yeah, so it had to be me, huh? Right? She said she saw me.
No, she said that the room was dark and she only saw a shadow.
Mine, of course. I mean, my wife is missing and I know exactly where she is, but I don't want anybody else to know. Isn't that what you're trying to say? Look, I did not see Glenna last night. I did not touch her. I do not know where she was staying.
Would you swear to that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I wish somebody would tell me what the hell is going on around here. Judy,
Yeah,
is your
Pep, you wanna
attorney.
bring him in,
I
please?
don't need an attorney to tell me what the truth is. It'll be my word against their idiotic speculations. Damnedest thing I ever saw in my life.
Come in.
Excuse me.
Hi.
This is Charlie Tedesco, Mr. Lord. He drives a cab for the city cab company. Do you recognize him? Mr. Tedesco, do you recognize this man?
Yeah, I do, Sergeant. Came to the garage last night about 8 o'clock to see me.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
That it?
That's it. Thanks very much.
Okay.
You want to explain that, Mr. Lord?
What is this, some plot hatched up by my pathetic wife and her equally pathetic sister?
Glenna Burns is a mute. She's different from us in only one way, Mr. Lord. She can't speak. That does not make her pathetic.
You want to explain about the cab driver?
When Glenna left yesterday, I made a note of the license plate and the cab company. I called the garage. I found out about Mr. Tedesco. We met.
And you paid him $50.
That's right.
Why?
I wanted to know where she went. Glenna showed up at my house yesterday suddenly out of nowhere. We talked. When she left, I had the feeling she suspected me of something, was going to the police, and I wanted to talk to her before she did.
Why?
Because whatever happened between me and my wife is our own personal problem. Now, can't you people understand that?
Mr. Lord, is it true that you're under investigation right now by the Securities and Exchange Commission?
Oh, come on, will you?
All right, I'll explain that. My client and 3 partners formed a corporation. Each of them was going to put up $3 million to develop a new retirement community. Now, because of circumstances, my client couldn't produce a share of the money, but this doesn't mean he won't.
Yeah, these circumstances, do they have anything to do with the money that your wife was going to give you, only she didn't?
There is one thing I do know. I don't have to discuss that with a sergeant.
Now, Crowley, you have nothing on which to hold my client. You know that.
And you know that this is only an investigation, a search for the truth, which...
Oh, a search for the truth. Is that a joke? What do you blind, stupid public servants know or care
I
about
tell you,
the
this
truth?
particular blind, stupid public servant, the one who decides whether or not to book you. You get him the hell out of here.
Well, so is this what you people do on a slow day for your kicks?
You better get him out of here.
Damn cops.
I know what's going on here, but it's only going to complicate matters.
Couldn't care less, Frank. I'm bored of the way cops
But
go
there's
around,
no way to act.
pushing people around, saying what
Why
they want to
incur
say.
their displeasure?
I couldn't care less.
Love to have you stay. I'm absolutely sure if you can stand my crazy hours. Here's Miss Burns' key.
I'll fetch your bill as soon as the computer rings up the good news. Miss Burns, may I please have your credit card? And simply sign this.
Now, boys. Hi, I'm Eric.
Hi, Eric.
And this here is Chaucer. He was born in London, England.
He's a bloomin' beauty.
He sure is. What's your name?
That's Glenna, and I'm Pepper.
He's a show dog.
Miss Burns?
Oh, here, I'll take it.
He sure does like you, Glenna. You too, Pepper. I guess it's because you're both so pretty. We have to go now. Bye.
Well, here it is. And I went shopping yesterday, so the refrigerator is full of goodies. You can help yourself, whatever you want. I'll show you upstairs, because that's going to be your room for a while. No, it doesn't open up, but it's just as comfortable as my bed upstairs. What? Oh, no, ma'am. That's where I'm going to sleep. You're going to be one of those? You're going to be a house guest that gives me no trouble? I wish I could say the same for some of my relatives. Are you sure? All right. Excuse me. Who is it?
It's William.
William who?
Quit horsing around. Open up, let me in.
Is it the William who could have arrived a few minutes earlier to help with the heavy luggage?
No, it's the William who okays your petty cash.
Oh, hi, Bill.
You're all cop, aren't you? Hi, Glenna. How are you? Everything okay? Boy, talk about a day. You got something cold to drink?
Yeah, out here. Come on.
You want to go out on the terrace?
That's better.
Every time I come out here, I feel like Jungle Jim. Here, I'll give you a hand. Orange juice and martini glasses?
Well, when I get a raise, you get a silver chalice.
I see. Glenna, I read your sister's letters. There's only one I could find in which there was something a little cryptic.
In reference to Arcady?
Yeah. Here. It says, my dreams, Julian, everything I've had with him, the good and the bad. I have the feeling that it will all end as dreadfully as it all began so beautifully at Arcady. What is Arcady?
It's the name of a cabin that Julian built for himself and my sister after they were married. A hideaway.
Where's it located?
Near a lake.
Which lake? Did she ever say?
Once she wrote to me that it was very warm there. But she said that was very funny because... Wait a minute. Go back to... I missed it. Go back to funny. She said it was very funny because the name indicated a place very cold. Oh, Glenn, I can't remember the name.
Very cold Springs?
There's a place about 30 miles north of there, Snow Canyon.
No, Frost Lake. Frost Lake.
Is that it?
Sure, I know Mr. Lord. What about? Does he got a cabin around here?
Maybe. Who wants to know? I hope he's in no trouble. He's a nice man. Nice wife.
Oh? Have you seen him lately?
Well, can't say I have.
What can you say about the cabin? Can you tell me where it is?
Yeah. Come on inside. I'll draw you a map. Joe, come here. What do you got?
A septic tank.
Hello? Yes.
Bill? Yes, she's here. I see. All right. They found a body. It could be Beth.
I have the feeling that it will all end as dreadfully as it all began so beautifully. At Arcady, your loving sister Elizabeth.
Thank you, Sergeant. Your Honor, I should like to present this letter written by the hand of Elizabeth Lord to the court designated Exhibit A.
You may do so, Mr. Hogan.
Now, Sergeant Crowley, would you please tell us what happened next?
Yes, we learned from Miss Burns that Arcady was the name of a cabin that Mr. Lord had built. We located the cabin, made a search, and found a body.
Would you please tell us where you found the body and the condition of that body?
Mostly bones. We found them buried in the sump of a tank, a septic tank, not far from the cabin. It's decomposed, but definitely female Caucasian.
Is there anything else you can think about in regards to the condition of that body?
Yes, sir.
What is that, Lee?
It was decapitated.
Decapitated?
Yes.
Anything else, Sergeant?
Yes, according to the autopsy report, there's evidence that the decomposition of the body was aided by the use of a powerful acid.
I have no further questions, Your Honor. Cross-examination?
Sergeant Crowley, as you know, this is a preliminary hearing that my client has not been found guilty of a thing. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
He has, however, been accused of the murder of his wife. Now, is there any proof, wherever it is, in that autopsy report that you just referred to, that the deceased was indeed Elizabeth Lord?
No, there isn't, but...
Just answer yes or no.
No.
Well, now, Miss Wilson, what is your occupation?
I'm presently unemployed.
But you did work as an assistant to Mr. Lord for some time now, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Now, why are you no longer employed by the accused?
Objection, Your Honor. The question is irrelevant.
I beg to differ with the distinguished counselor for the defense, Your Honor. I feel the question is important, and I intend to prove that importance.
Overruled. The witness will answer the question.
Now, why do you no longer work for the accused, Miss Wilson?
I quit.
Would you mind telling the court why?
I wasn't feeling very well. I needed a rest.
Miss Wilson, were you ever romantically involved with the accused?
Objection. I must insist that this entire line of questioning is totally irrelevant.
Overruled. I'm afraid I'll have to overrule you again, Mr. Hall.
I repeat the question. Miss Wilson, were you ever involved romantically with the accused? And I remind you, you are still under oath.
I was involved with him. Briefly.
You were having an affair with the accused. Is that correct?
Yes.
You knew he had a wife. You knew that. And yet you and he engaged in the most flagrant love affair. Is that correct?
I said yes.
I have no more questions, Your Honor.
I guess you could say I was one of Beth's closest friends.
When did you meet?
Oh, 8 or so years ago. Shortly before she and Julian were married.
Mrs. Larkin, would you tell us some of the things that you got to know about Mrs. Lord during those 8 years?
She came from a very wealthy family. Supported both herself and Julian after they were married, while he was taking postgraduate studies in architecture. Supported him spiritually during some of the hard times, until Julian finally made it.
Mrs. Larkin, did she ever discuss intimate matters with you?
Yes, she did.
When did you last see Elizabeth Lord?
We had lunch at Le Mans, a little French restaurant we used to go to. Beth looked very pale, nervous. She told me how Julian had been drinking, became violent, unreasonable at times. How he had fired another maid and she had been busy interviewing a whole slew of women.
About the marriage. Did she talk to you about that?
She said things were bad, but that she was determined to straighten them out, if it killed her.
Thank you, Mrs. Larkin. I have no more witnesses.
Now remember, you're under oath. Did you have anything to do with the murder of your wife, Elizabeth Lord?
I did not.
Would you please repeat your answer?
No, I did not.
Did you love your wife?
Yes, I did. I do.
Despite the fact that you became involved with several other women?
Well, that was because of her.
Would you explain that, Mr. Lord?
Beth was ill, mentally, emotionally. She became increasingly difficult to live with.
So you were forced to turn to other women. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I don't say I'm proud of it or it's the right thing to do, but it's what I did. But I tried to help. I tried to get her psychiatric help. That seemed to frighten her even more. I honestly wasn't surprised when she left me or disappeared. It had nothing to do with money now. I was going to handle that part of it myself.
Thank you. No more questions.
I have just one question for you, Mr. Lord. In your line of business, do you have access to quantities of acid?
No.
Well, now, according to this purchase order, signed by you, dated May 15th of this year, you authorized the purchase of the following items for your company. 6 50-pound drums of sulfuric acid, 20 100-pound bags of lime, and 2 100-pound bags of lye.
I run a very large business. It's highly possible that one of my department heads ordered it.
That's all.
Yeah, but you don't understand.
Thank you very much. You've answered the question.
Mrs. Larkin, may I speak with you for just a minute, please?
Tomorrow, Glennon, we come back, the judge will make his decision, and that's it until the trial. I want you all to know that shall not wait. My work is finished. I want to fly home to Alvin, where there is peace, land, and water.
I tell you what, I'll buy lunch if we can all visit you one day. What does that mean?
Not a chance.
Look, since you're springing, why don't we go down to Vinny's and have a peanut butter sandwich?
Yes, that sounds good to me.
Yeah?
Hey, Pep, it's Bill. Yeah, we've run into a snag on that Petroni case. Yeah, we're at the Four Winds. Hey, you should see the ceiling here.
Oh, that place Pete's friend just opened.
Hey, Bill, your order's on the table.
Thanks. Yeah, they got a menu here with everything on it from baked aardvark to zabaione.
I'll give you a tip. Stick with the zabaione. So what else?
Hey, listen, the reason I called you. We need that new number on Petroni. You wrote it down on something, didn't you? Didn't you jot it down?
Hold on. Let me see if I got the right purse. And while I'm gone, don't eat any aardvark. Hold on, let me see. Oh, I don't know if this is the right one or not, but try 555-8373.
555-8373. Okay, I may get back to you, kid.
Try not to, kid. I'd like to make a long-distance call to Albin, Nova Scotia.
Right, I'm coming. Oh, sure, I'll get there. Mitchell residence.
Hello, may I speak to Mrs. Mitchell, please?
She's not here.
Glenna Burns. Is she there?
She died last month. Who's calling?
Do you have any idea where Beth is? Elizabeth Lord.
Mrs. Lord? In California. Well, now, look, if you'd like me to take a message, I can...
No, thank you.
Well, 4 o'clock in the morning, getting a body up for something like that.
You're Beth. Dear God, you're Beth.
How's that, Bill?
Pat was right about the aardvark.
What do you mean?
I think you got the winner.
Who got the winner? You kidding me?
That's terrible.
Where do you think he's at now?
Who, Pete?
Petroni.
Well, I got a hunch. He's in Las Vegas. And he'll be back tomorrow the next day.
How come the hunch?
3 things. First of all, I got ESP. Secondly, I made a great deduction. And third, a friendly just told me on the telephone.
Well, then why didn't you tell me that in the first place?
Bill Hoskins wants to talk to you on the phone. This late?
Friends stop by.
Yes, I
know,
the usual. How you feeling?
A lot better, thanks. Oh, say, listen, Bill. I just completed my work on those bones and stuff that you brought from the tank sump. Yeah, I just thought you ought to know that all the tests indicate that the victim was Caucasian, female, between 60 and 70 years of age.
Wait a minute. About how old?
Okay, then, okay. Make it between 60 and 65, okay?
Okay, Paul, thanks. I got some interesting news for you. That body we found at Frost Lake, the lady was 65 years old.
65?
Mm-hmm.
Who could it be?
I don't know. I'm sure of one thing. It ain't Julian Lord's wife.
The face is completely different. It's so different that... Of course, plastic surgery. And the eyes, contact lenses, the hair is easy to change. Am I right? Am I right, damn you? And then something special for the neck, something you could apply when you needed it, a scar, like hers, just like your sister's. I'm right, aren't I?
What's the matter, William? The aardvark getting to you?
No, I tell you what's getting to me. Arcady's getting to me. Man, you talk about irony. Somebody decides they're gonna knock off some old lady. So they go up in the middle of nowhere to some cabin that nobody ever goes to. They dump the bones in a cesspool tank. And they cover them up. Now, what is the percentage of anybody ever digging that up? Of those bones ever being found? Huh? I mean, ironically, it hadn't been for Glenna. Listen, I'm gonna go give Pep a call.
But then you had to go through that first major test and see Julian. Would he recognize you? He didn't, did he? And so you came to me.
Yeah, operator. I have an emergency call, please, for 904-2133. Yeah, I'm getting busy. Bill Crowley.
The letters. I read them. All about your love for your Julian, but what I didn't read into them was your fear that you were losing him to another woman. So you decided to get even. To get him. Didn't you? So you called him that night to see if he was home. And he was. And you stabbed yourself. A few days later, after we found that body, you knew your plan had worked.
Operator, would you check it again, please? There's no way it could be off the hook. Yeah. Operator, I'm telling you, she would never leave the phone off the hook. Pete, Joe?
Who was she? The woman you murdered? Some poor soul who answered your ad for a maid? It's not important. We'll find out. You're sick. You're a very sick woman. You need help. Why don't you start by giving me the gun?
I want an ambulance sent to 102 Crestview and make it quick. You hear? Quick.
There you go. My gun.
Yeah.
She shot me. She's not.
She's not what?
She's not Glenna.
Hey, Bill, Pep's car is missing.
Give me that blanket, will you?
How come it never hurts when John Wayne gets shot?
Yeah.
Hello, is Mrs. Lord there?
No, she's not. Who wants to know?
This is Transcontinental Airlines. We want her to know that her flight to Toronto will be delayed at least 45 minutes. Transcontinental Airlines announces the departure of Flight 62 for Winnipeg and Toronto at Gate 8. All passengers, Transcontinental Airlines Flight 62. Your plane is now ready for boarding at Gate 8. Flight 51, Baja Airlines, is now arriving at Gate 16. Baja Airlines, Flight 51, now arriving at Gate 16.
Hey, Joe!
California Airlines announces the arrival of Flight 103 from London, Glasgow, and Sheffield at Gate 3. Flight 103, California Airlines, now arriving at Gate 3.
Fake. Anybody call for a male nurse and 2 years pharmacist?
Oh, boy, some people really got it made.
Hey, where's the TV?
This place is driving me crazy. Did you come to spring me?
No, we came bearing gifts.
How nice. Day-old daisies.
I never promised you a rose garden.
Julian Lord sent roses. By the way, he thanks us for pursuing the truth. Isn't that nice? Joe, thank Harriet for sending the candy. But, Bill, I gotta get out of this place.
Look, Harriet thought the candy was all right. But the kids thought the popcorn was better.
Maybe they can get me out of here.
Well, here's something that might help. A little poetry by Shelley.
Berman?
Winters.
Maybe she can get me out of here. Bill,
Listen, speaking of getting out, I gotta go. I'm doing court.
All right. Well, listen, thanks. They really are nice.
They're nice because they reminded me of you.
How sweet.
I'll see you in the morning.
Can't you come by tonight?
Honey, I can't come by tonight. I got so many reports to fill out, I won't be through before... Listen, on second thought, I will come by tonight. What time do you guys close, anyway?
You haven't got a chance. I'm killer! I need it! Hold it!
You should have caught them all. Don't you see what's gonna happen?
What kind of person is she?
Oh, she's very nice, very warm, very worried.
Mm-hmm. Is she honest?
You dirty, rotten lies. Hey, so?
What the man's saying is, you're busted, pal. Now you tell me, how can one man do in another man with an object such as this, in plain view of 4 witnesses, and then come up with 5 dozen technical motions to delay the trial 3 weeks already?
The wheels of justice grind.
Slowly.
Yeah, so slowly we can hardly see him turn anymore.
I think maybe Pepper has something going with that hotshot prosecutor down there.
Sergeant Crowley, how could you?
You know, instead of spending every day, all day in court, we could use you on a couple of cases around here. So would you ask that guy to get a move on? I mean, maybe you could set a firecracker under his tail or something.
I could use this.
Well, you could try. Certainly move me.
Thanks, Joe.
Criminal conspiracy styles.
Listen very carefully, please. Sometime this morning, there's going to be a robbery at the Ashford building.
Hello?
Kathleen? Everything all right?
Oh, yeah.
Hello?
What was that all about?
Oh, a female voice. Said there was going to be a robbery at the Ashford building this morning.
The Ashford building?
Yeah.
Joe, that's 18 stories. Couldn't you narrow it down a little bit?
A lady hung up in the middle of a story. It's like something made her change her mind.
It could be a prank.
I don't know.
You had better give security a call.
Yeah, go ahead. Also ask them to pull a list of their tenants. Huh?
Yeah, operator?
How many good robbery targets would there be in that building?
One building that size, business hours population around 4,000.
Captain DiMaggio. Police? Yes, sir. A robbery. When?
It's just a precaution. Should be more than 5 minutes before we're there.
All right, we can do that.
Okay. I think I just shook up a couple of security guards.
Well, that may be a crank call, but we can't afford to ignore it.
I can't go with you guys.
No.
I don't like being in court.
You know, if you don't get that murder weapon introduced pretty soon, people are going to start thinking you're a candlestick maker instead of a cop.
Would you believe I've had 2 offers already?
Yeah, for what?
Not to play the piano.
I think I cut your act in Tijuana.
What's that old expression about looking for a needle in a haystack?
Sergeant Crowley?
Captain DiMaggio.
Hey, you got any bear claws? We're all out of bear claws. And Danish.
Companies, savings and loans, coin exchange, gold and silver exchange, antiques, securities. Boy, take your pick, huh?
How can we help, Sergeant?
Well, for openers, in case a robbery does go down, you should have a game plan. You got a blueprint of this building?
Yes, sir. We keep this here in case of fire.
Security's guard, let's move.
Oh, my God.
Now, wait a minute. You can't come in. Mister, if you want to keep ticking, you'll do what I say here. Here! This way. Come on, you too.
Look, if something did go down, is there any way to control those elevators so that anybody exiting this building would have to come through this lobby?
It's real easy. I can stop the elevators in seconds.
Yeah, but what about the stairs?
What? You can get into the stairwells, but the doors are locked on the inside. Now, once inside, a person would have to walk all the way down.
Come on, let's move it. Come on, hurry up. Let's do it. Now watch it. The telephone's cut. You want to call the cops, you'll have to go outside. You do that before 10 minutes go by. The man I got outside will blow you in half. Any question about that? Okay. And you're acting real smart. Stay that way. Remember, 10 minutes.
Oh, my God! Mr. Saunders, they forgot the radio.
Hello? Hello? This is the Securities Exchange in 1704. We have just been robbed.
one who had the securities was wearing khaki pants and one of those bulky knit sweaters. You know, the kind that button down the front?
What color was that sweater?
Off-white. No, wait a minute. It was sort of a pale yellow.
Stand by. Okay, we got a plan. Let's put it to work. You and Joe cover the elevators. Mr. Saunders, you want to go over those descriptions again for me, please?
You with the sweater, I want to talk to you, please.
Hey, Bill! The guy with the sweater! The guy with the sweater!
Give it up, you haven't got a chance.
Stay back! Honest, stay back, I'll kill him! I mean it! Stay back! Back on, I mean it! Get back! I'll kill him! Kill him! I'll kill her! I mean it! All right, hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
Okay, Pete, take care of the girl, will you? Joe, seal off the building. Nobody gets out till they're personally eyeballed by one of us. I'm Sergeant Crowley with the police department. I was talking on the radio with a man named Saunders.
Oh, that's me, Adam Saunders.
We don't need any more excitement today, that's for certain.
I want to compliment you. You did a nice job of calling out those descriptions.
Thank you, Sergeant, but I had a great deal of help from my secretary here, Kathleen.
Well, we all did what we could.
Was she hurt?
No, not physically. It's just the sight of those guns.
What happened downstairs?
Well, so far, we've only got one of them.
What about the securities?
We think they're still in the building with the number 2 man.
I see. Which one did you stop?
The one in the sweater.
I hope he gets life imprisonment.
I'm afraid he bought more than that for himself, sir. He's dead.
Oh.
Look, I'd like to impress upon all of you the importance of not touching anything that the suspects might have handled till Leighton Prince can get here, okay? Now, I'd like to walk through the various stages of the robbery with you.
Oh, surely. Well, you see, Kathleen and I were at this desk.
Has anybody touched these files since the robbery?
Oh, not that I know of, Sergeant.
And they were picking and choosing?
Certainly looked that way. He located one drawer, opened it, and took out only those securities.
Buckley Industries.
He took 500 securities valued at $1,000 each.
Were they registered?
No. Just as good as cash.
Real professionals, weren't they?
That's possible, yeah.
Possible? They knew exactly what they wanted and they took it. Then they disabled our entire telephone system for their getaway.
Where's that?
Over here, Sergeant. Here it is.
Who showed them where this was located?
No one. They seem to know right where it was.
Well, they did, huh?
As you can see, we couldn't have gotten any help up here without our security radio.
They knock out your telephone, get the Leave this radio, huh?
Bad planning on their part, I'd say.
Either that or just lucky they didn't see that radio.
Was this right here all the time?
No, I brought it out of the vault.
It was in the vault?
Yes.
The radio was in the vault in plain sight, and they don't touch it. Yet your telephone wire box is so far out of the way you got to go out on safari to find it. Just doesn't figure.
Who knows the criminal mind, Sergeant?
Yeah. Okay. After they got the securities, then what?
What did he say the population of this building was?
4,000. Ain't that grand?
Thanks. I forgot my key.
Oh, you're welcome, I'm sure.
I want somebody to get over to the coroner's office. Get everything out of his pockets. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I got the death report. It's 04826. You got it? Okay. We've identified the dead man. His name is Travis, Nick Travis. Does that name ring a bell with either one of you?
Should it?
That's just one of those questions I have to ask, Mr. Saunders. Well, I guess that pretty well wraps it up here for me. I'll be in... Oh, I would like a list of all your employees, and I don't mean just the ones here now, but anybody who might have left for any reason, say, in the past 5 years, okay?
Certainly, but I have no reason to suspect...
It's just routine, Mr. Saunders. I'm one of those guys that like to touch all bases.
Sergeant.
Yeah.
This is for you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, probably.
Bad news, Bill. Number 2 made it out here playing like an attorney by the name of Jones.
Yeah, right. Okay, see what you can get out of this guy, Jones. Shake the place down good, will you?
You know me. Always on the case.
This a new game in town?
You haven't got that thing introduced into evidence yet?
Nope, not yet. Comes in handy, though, walking in the dark from the courthouse to here. That the Ashford robbery thing?
You got it.
Dick Tracy's been in heavy meditation here for about 2 hours now.
They're not paying attention to the fact that it's 3 hours past the time my lovely wife puts dinner on the table for us.
Well, you know, I also have a lovely lady that would appreciate me being there before dessert.
So why don't you two guys split? We'll get back to this tomorrow. You're on overtime now anyway.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, William.
Good night.
Anything I can do, just give a call.
Night, Pete. It's really got you going in circles, huh?
I don't know. There's just so much here that doesn't fit. Something's missing. I don't mean the $500,000 in securities in the suspect either.
Mm-hmm.
Bill?
Uh-huh.
Don't stay up too late, huh?
You going?
Yeah, I'm really bushed. Being in court does that to me.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Maybe we could melt this down and take a vacation on the silver.
Yeah, maybe so.
Tally-ho.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Sergeant Crowley?
Yeah.
I'm Savage.
You what?
Nina Savage. That's my name. I work R&I.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. You should hear some of the guys around here. When I was in high school, I used to get a lot of ribbing. But these policemen, you wouldn't believe the way they torture my last name.
I believe it. What do you got there, Savage?
The records you wanted, Ren. My supervisor had me bring them up. I don't get much chance to deliver stuff around here.
That's too bad. Why's that?
My supervisor. I guess she thinks I'll get pregnant or something. She says I flirt too much with the policeman.
I see. Well, thanks very much.
Sergeant, you married?
Ecstatically.
Okay. I'm coming. Who is it?
Sergeant Crowley. May I come in?
I suppose I've been expecting you. So, I've got a record.
Yeah, for grand theft.
That was more than 5 years ago.
Maybe I better read you your rights before we go any further.
I know my rights. There's no need.
Why don't you get dressed and then we'll talk, okay? You don't happen to have a gun in the house, do you?
No. Hello? What? You stop that. Stop that!
You should have caught them all. Don't you see what's gonna
It's okay, Kathleen. He's gone.
Oh, my God. Help me. Please help me. I'd been working there about 3 months. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was having lunch. I was really feeling good, you know, about the job and my life. I looked up, he's just hanging over me like a leech.
That would have been this guy, right?
Spiker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other one, Travis, he was outside the restaurant.
Would you like some coffee?
Thank you.
Go on.
Well, they'd already found out where I worked. They'd planned the job. They thought I was going to help them, but I wouldn't do it.
You knew about it before it went down.
Yeah, but don't you understand? I didn't know what to do. I mean, Spiker had me scared to death. I figured if Mr. Saunders found out about my background, I'd lose my job.
didn't know what to do. So I'm the one who called the police. I called about the time I thought they'd be in the building.
Why didn't you identify yourself?
Mr. Saunders walked in right in the middle of the call. But I did what I could.
But you did do something.
Look, we got the call and we got it before the robbery, but as far as you doing what you could, Kathleen, no, you did what was safest for you at the time.
Well, what do you want from me?
It's just that I think you could have done more. I think you should have done more.
I think she knows that now, too, Bill.
Thank you.
No, don't thank me. You thank him. He's the one who brought you here to help you.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna nail this guy. I better get it in gear. Remember you dropped Kathleen off at the office in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm. Bright and early, before court.
Okay, good.
Sergeant Crowley.
Yeah.
Thank you for understanding.
You're welcome. See you tomorrow. Have fun in court.
Good night. Is the coffee all right? Or would you like a stiff drink?
After this day, what do you think?
Come on.
Got to the Ashford building this morning when it opened. Show these around.
Yeah? So what'd you come up with?
I came up dry. Just the personality here scored in the coffee shop.
Yeah. I'll probably make commander for this.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commander. Good morning. Pete and Joe were at the Ashford building earlier this morning when they opened up showing his mug shots around. What do you got, Pete?
Well, both of them spent at least 20 minutes at separate tables drinking coffee yesterday before the robbery. I have 2 eyewitnesses. So that leaves them on the 16th floor coffee shop.
20 minutes, 1 floor down, drinking coffee. Why would they do that? Kathleen, you got an idea why they do that?
Kill time, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, why? I mean, for what purpose?
Listen, you all keep at it. I don't want to be late for you nowhere. And ciao.
Yeah, see you.
I feel so wanted. See you all later. Bye-bye. Thank you.
So, what's next on the agenda?
Surveillance, Pete. Put a team on Spiker's known hangouts, associates, you know, the works.
Yes?
No, I want you to relieve Grant and Myers. I got them staked out at the address from this rent receipt we found in Travis's.
No, that's good. That'll give us a chance to catch up on a little boredom.
Well, don't knock it over, buddy. Don't pay.
What about me? You know, I have to go to work, too.
I'm not sure you'd be safe.
He won't go back to the Ashford building, not with all that security.
Maybe I better take you back.
All clear?
Just making sure.
Thank you for not telling the boss about...
Let me tell you something. It's nobody's business about your record. And it's certainly not my business to broadcast it.
You're a very nice man.
I'm terrific.
Well, anyway, thank you.
For what?
For caring.
Oh,
Saunders.
Sergeant Crowley, anything new?
As a matter of fact, there is. We have a suspect to look for.
That's progress. I spent the day yesterday explaining to my board about that $500,000 loss. This will at least take the edge off for today.
I tell you, if we have any luck at all, we should have something for you in a few days.
I certainly hope so.
Well, I gotta get back to it. See you. See you.
Thanks for the lift, Sergeant.
Anytime.
He was serious. There are some good prospects.
He is an incredible detective. Somehow he's already gotten a line on the other man. All he's got to do is track him down.
Good. Excellent. I saw the way you were looking at the good sergeant. Would there be an attraction there?
Oh, I'm attracted to a lot of things, especially executive types.
Listen, I have a meeting with the old man now, but perhaps we could have lunch a little later.
Sure. Janny, could you take my calls for me? I have to run an errand. Thank you. You came a little too close with those bullets last night.
I wouldn't hurt you for anything in the world. I love you, Kathleen. I saw some cops at the apartment not more than 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, they found a rent receipt on Travis.
Damn it. Here goes the mail drop. Everything's gone wrong. The damn heist, losing Travis, everything.
Not everything. It's still us, Al. It's us. And I love you. I just love you. And I've got another idea for us. But first, just hold me. Just keep on holding me. It's gonna be us, Al. Huh? Just you and me.
The jury's out.
Magic fingers. You sure know how to make a guy feel good.
How come you only say sweet somethings when you're getting your back rubbed?
It's not true. It's just sweet somethings to you always.
Mostly when you're getting a back rub.
Well, I've had this strange affinity for this kind of a back rub ever since I worked Vice. No, don't stop. Hit me again, but don't stop.
This case really has you tense. All full of knots back there.
So many whys, Pepper.
Why?
Oh. Why? Why did they use the staircase? Why did they knock out the telephone and not the radio? Why'd they drink coffee for 20 minutes? Why'd they take only a selected series of securities? Why?
Sometimes criminals don't have explanations for what they do. Push aside some of the whys. Concentrate on something else.
Last night you spent with Kathleen.
Mm-hmm. Right.
What about her? I mean, what's she, what kind of a person is she?
Well, she's very nice, very warm, very worried.
Mm-hmm. Is she honest?
I don't know. I would like to say yes.
But
you have too many whys.
I'll tell you something. I'd like to trust her, too, but somehow I can't. Criminal conspiracy, Crowley. Yeah. About what? Okay, I'll be there right after lunch. Thanks. That was Adam Saunders. He wants to see me. He seems to have some concerns about our girl, too.
Don't you get tired of those things?
Beats the hell out of thinking. Besides, where am I going to get my protein?
You get protein from fish.
Pretty hard to fry on a steak up.
12Y52, come in.
12Y52, go ahead.
You have relief rolling in. Meet me at 4th and Gramercy.
That's the Roger.
Yes.
Okay.
You two look like you conspired to do something devilish. What is it?
What's this? This is the paper I dug out of the stairwell door. I had it analyzed and identified for the crime lab. It matches your office stationery. You jammed that door lock, Kathleen. You didn't refuse to help him? Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah, the telephone connector box. You told him right where that was, too, didn't you?
All right, yes. Yes, I fixed the door. And I did everything that they told me to do. Is that what you want to hear?
I want to hear the truth.
Neither one of us have heard much of that.
I'm sorry I lied to you, Mr. Saunders. I did tell you the truth about trying to stop the robbery. I did everything I could possibly do.
Keep going.
They made me fix the door. And then they wanted to know the layout of the office. They wanted to know where the wire box was for the phone. I told them that. I did it because I wanted to keep my job. Spiker threatened to tell Mr. Saunders about my background.
You should have told us in the beginning, Kathleen.
Oh, really? And I would have had no job, nothing. Sergeant, really, I wasn't a part of it. I mean, I didn't tell him about the radio because I knew there'd be one more way to stop him.
What do you mean, one more way?
I telephoned you before the robbery. Don't you remember? I warned you. I mean, I was afraid. It wasn't just because of my job. I mean, those bullets last night, they were very real.
You should have been totally honest from the start, Kathleen. I'm sorry. You'll receive a week's severance pay. And that's it.
What am I going to do?
You can cooperate with us fully, Kathleen.
Am I going to go to jail?
It's up to the DA. With the threats and your fear of Spiker, I don't know. No, I think in the long run you won't go to jail, but that's a decision you can help along.
How?
By helping me. By telling me everything you know and don't hold anything back.
Spiker said that they get the securities out of the building through the mail.
The mail? The mail cart? That's what they were doing one floor down at the coffee shop.
And then that package that they were in, that was deliberately short on postage, so they would go to the post office then and pick that up.
And then what?
Spiker said they would pick up the mail, and then they would go to the warehouse and wait for the Ming to leave.
What's the Ming?
It's a freighter. Thing is going to Hong Kong.
I'll check. There it is. Dijon, Ming, Dr. Pier 40.
It was at 6:30. That gives me half an hour.
Look, let me go with you. Spiker will be in a disguise, but I can spot him. Please.
Call my office. Tell them where I've gone and tell them to meet me at Pier 40.
Right away.
Let's go. Police Department, Pier 40.
Scared.
You just stay put.
Bill, I'm sorry. I guess I just wasn't strong enough to stand on my own 2 feet in the beginning.
Look, everybody needs a little help now and then.
You be very careful, my friend.
You stay put. Spiker? Spiker, where are you?
You're safe.
I think it's Spiker. I'd like you to come and take a look.
That's him. He tried to kill you, didn't he?
I found the package he mailed. All the stolen securities.
You did just fine, Sergeant Crowley.
What is it?
That great cop's brain just can't quite sort it out yet, can you? Didn't really matter which one of you were killed. I'd just take care of the other one. Your bullet killed Spiker, and now I'll use his gun on you. It's simple. Don't get your hopes up. There won't be any help coming.
That call was never made, Sergeant. Tell me, is it all beginning to sink in?
Now it's beginning to sink in, sure. Let me guess. The real securities were gone. They were stolen before the robbery ever took place, right?
That's very good. You're just a little late figuring it out.
So you got Travis and Spiker to stage what they thought was a real robbery. And then you set them up to get caught in the building, only that didn't work because Spiker got out. And there would have been real trouble if he'd found out that... Well, if he tried to spend any of those phony securities there, huh?
Well, we don't have that problem anymore. I mean, with the crook and the cop who caught them both dead.
And you're both free to spend the $500,000?
It was nice knowing you, Sergeant.
Just for curiosity, I mean, what'd you do with the real securities?
Hidden in a safe in my home. Clever?
That's great. That's where I'll pick them up when I put together a search warrant. Because you're both under arrest. Why, I got the bullets here in my pocket. Is that right, Spiker?
You dirty, rotten lies.
Easy, get it easy. Hold it. Hey, it's over. Take it easy.
What the man's saying is you're busted, pal. Right, Crowley?
That's right, Anderson.
Congratulations, Sergeant.
Now I'll read you those rights.
What locked it up for you, Bill?
What locked it up for me? Oh, I think logic, deduction, a certain Oriental inscrutability that I picked up watching a lot of Charlie Chan movies on The Late Show. Not to mention a modicum of my own personal genius.
Aside from your brilliance, what really did it?
It was simple. Once that kid led us to Spiker, and we all discovered that those securities were phonies, Spiker came apart at the seams. I mean, he just couldn't wait to roll over and play dead.
Charlie Chan would be proud of you.
Hi, fellas.
Kitty.
Hey.
Well, I guess booked and packed up for the duration.
What about the bail?
Well, the commissioner thought that it should at least equal the securities theft. $500,000.
Terrific.
Yeah, well, we thought you might like that. Know what else would be terrific?
I do.
Listen, why don't you guys take off for the night?
Good idea, Bill.
Why, thank you, William. Come on, Johnny.
You and me again, Joe.
Night, fellas.
I think these reports can wait till morning.
But can you?